I've spent 10 years figuring out how to build lean muscle using just a TRX and made every mistake possible. But once I cracked the code, I built more lean muscle in 3 years than a decade at the gym, and then helped 8,000 people do the same. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 21 lessons that turn suspension training from frustrating guesswork into a lean muscle building system you can actually use to transform your body anywhere. Lesson number 1. I hammered TRX chest presses for months at first, but saw zero gains. Then a mentor asked, are you feeling your chest work, or are you just moving through space? He had me slow down and squeeze only my chest muscle through every inch of movement. Within 4 weeks, I finally saw real chest definition. So lesson number 1 is master muscle-centric technique. Because most people use movement-centric technique where multiple muscles share the load, meaning no single muscle gets enough stimulus for growth. But when you isolate one target muscle by slowing down, squeezing hard, and not letting anything else help out, that muscle has to do all the work. And that's what creates real growth. Lesson number 2. All I used to think about during workouts was work emails or life admin. But when I started closing my eyes and visualizing each muscle stretching and contracting, not only did my muscle activation increase, which improved my results, but my workouts also turned into a form of moving meditation for better mental well-being. So lesson number 2 is use your mind-muscle connection, because it's been proven to triple your muscle activation for strength gains and turn workouts into meditation. So you finish calm and grounded. As Andreas, the father of 2, messaged me, by getting in that meditative state you talk about, I get to strengthen my body whilst calming my mind. It's awesome. Lesson number 3. When I first started suspension training, I thought, well, there's no weight, so I have to do more reps to make up for it. I did fast reps and just focused on hitting high rep numbers, and all I got was a sweat and sore joints. But when I slowed every rep right down, focusing on quality movement, I finally built the lean muscle I've been chasing. So lesson number 3 is slow down, because time under tension builds muscle, not rep count. 20 fast curls with poor form creates less growth stimulus than 8 perfectly executed curls with maximum tension. Lesson number 4. I had terrible muscle imbalances and rounded shoulders from years of heavy ego lifting in the gym. When I switched, I couldn't perform bodyweight exercises effectively with full ranges of motion. But when I spent 4 weeks fixing my posture before focusing on muscle building, suddenly every exercise clicked and my performance increased. So lesson number 4 is fix your posture first, because all human movement stacks on top of the starting position of your spine, pelvis, and scapula on your upper back. These seem unrelated to muscle building, but if your posture is bad, you can't move properly. Fix your posture first and you unlock your muscle building potential. Lesson number 5. My TRX bicep curls used to involve my whole body swinging and using momentum because it meant I could hit a high rep number. And my arms never changed after months of effort. But when I focused on only squeezing my biceps to cause the movement, they finally started to grow. So lesson number 5 is lock your body in stone. Because if you eliminate all swinging and momentum, your target muscle has to start and maintain the movement, which means it does the maximum work and receives maximum muscle growth stimulus. Lesson number 6. When I first started using the TRX, I still carried my gym ego. I'd create the hardest angle possible to feel strong, but it meant I could only do partial ranges of motion with poor form because it was too hard. But when I dropped my ego and reduced the angle to focus on full ranges of motion, my muscle gain dramatically increased. So lesson number 6 is use full range of motion for every exercise, because doing half reps leaves parts of your muscles underdeveloped. Take every muscle from a fully stretched position to a fully contracted position for complete muscle development. Lesson number 7. I used to think results came from the positive phase of an exercise, like when you pull yourself up on a TRX row. So I just dropped down with gravity on the lowering phases, not giving them much thought. But when I started lowering myself slowly with control and resisting gravity, I built strength a lot quicker. So lesson number 7 is control your negative lowering phase. Because if you're not engaging the muscle by lowering yourself slowly, you're leaving 33% of strength gains on the table. Go against gravity, low with control, and squeeze the muscle the whole way down. Lesson number 8 changed everything for me. The burning sensation in my muscles used to make me quit immediately, thinking, that's my limit, time to stop. But when I learned to breathe through the burn for just 10 more seconds, I broke through every plateau I'd been stuck at. So lesson number 8 is get uncomfortable and know it isn't a sign to stop, because your mind gives up long before your muscle actually fails. Think of it like the empty petrol warning light on your car. You still have 50 more miles when it flashes. Lesson number 9. I was breathing through my mouth during all workouts. But when I learned that nasal breathing is more effective for oxygen exchange and energy production, I forced myself to breathe through my nose for as long as possible. I can't point to dramatic results, but my internal focus improved and the science convinced me to stick with it. So lesson number 9 is breathe through your nose as much as you can during workouts, because nasal breathing improves circulation, increases fat burning, and reduces stress hormones, which is an added bonus if you're already stressed from back-to-back meetings. Lesson number 10. I used to think suspension training wasn't for me because I'd shake like a leaf and feel embarrassed. But when I embraced the instability instead of fighting it, over time I built deep, stabilizing muscles. The shaking went and I actually felt functionally strong for real life rather than just gym strong. So lesson number 10 is embrace the instability when you start, because your body will automatically reduce muscular contractions when it senses instability, which is why you feel like you're not getting much out of the suspension trainer. But stick with it, and over time you'll build deep stabilizing strength, which will increase your performance and in turn your muscle gain. As Roy messaged me, after 4 weeks, I feel stronger and get compliments on my physique. Lesson number 11. I always had tight hamstrings and hips regardless of how much I stretched them. But when I finally started focusing on my technique by isolating individual muscles with proper form and built balanced leg muscles, my mobility and flexibility issues disappeared without a single stretch. So lesson number 11 is a lack of mobility signals muscle weakness, not tightness. Because if you're tight, it's usually muscular imbalance. So focus on fully lengthening and contracting muscles with proper form, and those imbalances causing mobility issues will disappear without endless stretching. Lesson number 12. I was training 6 days a week with only 1 rest day, and I was proud of my hustle culture dedication. But my strength plateaued, my sleep quality tanked, and I was always sore. When I finally added consistent rest days, I came back stronger every session and my muscle growth accelerated. So lesson number 12 is don't underestimate rest for growth, because if your body never gets time to fully recover, you'll always be training in a state of muscle breakdown, which adds additional stress to your body. Lesson number 13. I avoided all cardio thinking it would kill my muscle gains, but I was constantly flagging between sets and my overall recovery was pretty slow. So I added in light jogging twice a week, and after a month, my recovery between sets and after workouts became much quicker. So lesson number 13 is increase your aerobic fitness for faster recovery by adding some light cardio with nasal breathing 2 times per week. The better your cardiovascular fitness, the faster you recover, which means you can train hard even when work drains you. These next few aren't even about training, but they'll double your results. Lesson number 14. I had chicken legs for years, and no matter how hard I trained them, I couldn't get them to grow. But when I started practicing posing in front of the mirror, I realized I could barely squeeze or contract my leg muscles at all. So I practiced posing after every workout, and over time, my mind-muscle connection became stronger. My legs finally started to grow. So lesson number 14 is become a master poser. Because if you can't squeeze your muscles correctly without weight, you won't be able to do it with weight. Practicing posing improves neurological pathways, your mind muscle, so you can squeeze your muscles powerfully in workouts. Lesson number 15. Outside of workouts, I used to sit a lot. This was before I had kids. Sometimes 8 hours a day, and I struggled to shift belly fat. But when I became obsessed about moving as much as possible each day, consistent fat loss and maintaining a lean body just became normal life. So lesson number 15 is become a master fidgeter, because when you sit for prolonged periods, your body goes into fat storing hibernation mode, your metabolism slows, and recovery drops. Your body loves constant movement and it thrives when it's in that state, so look for every excuse to move. Lesson number 16. I used to wake up and prioritize coffee as my first intake, followed by food. And for years, I suffered with terrible bloating and gas and felt lethargic by mid-afternoon. But when I started my mornings by first flossing and cleaning my teeth and then drinking a pint of lemon water with a slice of ginger and a probiotic instead, my gas vanished and my energy levels increased. So lesson number 16 is prioritize your gut health first thing on a morning by cleansing, boosting your good bacteria and hydrating. The gut is your second brain and it affects how you feel along with your energy levels. Lesson number 17. I thought my healthy meals of pasta with a splash of olive oil and avocado would help me with the energy to train hard to get lean. But I always struggled to shift the stubborn fat until I separated my fats and carbs into different meals and finally started losing the stubborn fat a lot easier. So lesson number 17 is don't combine high fat and high carb meals, because carbs cause insulin to be released in the body. Insulin is a fat storing hormone. The body will look to store fat immediately when insulin is spiked. Eat either a high fat, low carb meal or a high carb, low fat meal. This is one of the first nutrition frameworks I teach everyone in the Fitness Freedom Athletes community, and it leads to results like this. Lesson number 18. I was eating carbs randomly throughout the day and my muscle growth was average. But when I shifted the majority of my carb intake to right after my workouts, I started building muscle more consistently than I ever had before. So lesson number 18 is time your carbs around workouts. Because during and after a workout, blood flow to your muscles increases by 80% and insulin sensitivity peaks too. So take advantage of that flow and feed your muscles exactly what they need to repair and grow. Lesson number 19. I went on a low-fat diet thinking I'd lose weight faster, but my energy crashed, my sex drive disappeared, and I actually started gaining fat. So I added healthy fats back in and everything normalized within weeks. So lesson number 19 is don't follow fat-free diets because healthy fats increase good cholesterol, which is essential for hormone production. Low-fat diets reduce hormone production, causing low testosterone and fluctuating estrogen. Lesson number 20. I used to chug coffee and energy drinks to fight daily fatigue, spending a fortune, and feeling jittery. But when I learned about how critical potassium was for energy production and started eating more greens and added a green supplement, my natural energy came back and I dropped the caffeine dependency. So lesson number 20 is, for more energy, eat more potassium. Because if you're waking up sluggish, caffeine is just a short-term fix, and the root cause is likely down to low potassium levels. Now here's the thing, knowing these TRX training lessons is one thing, actually applying them in a structured program is another. So watch this video next where I'll show you the 8 essential TRX moves every man must master and exactly how to do them to build strength, mobility and confidence quickly. I've also created a free 4-week workout plan for these 8 exercises that you can follow. You'll find it below the video to download.